Yes, guys, welcome to the second video of the first part of the fundamental course. So we're going to be beginning everything just by explaining the economy in simple terms. So rather than, going straight into it, I want to explain to you in conceptual terms what I see the economy as and a simple way for you to break it down as well. So the way I like to teach the economy as is imagine it like a train. There's certain components that obviously make up the train and what drives it forward, but you've got to understand that the economy is always moving forward. It's always progressing, and in a way, like a train as well. Train tracks are there; it never really stops. So there's four main components that I like to look at in terms of the economy. So the first one is the productivity, and you can visualize that as the coal of the train that makes it move. Productivity links to things like gross domestic product, which is what the economy produces inside it. So think about it like this: without the economy, there's nothing that actually moves the economy forward. There's nothing to propel it in that certain direction. Why would the economy be moving if everything is standstill, if nobody's producing any business, no one's producing anything to sell, anything to trade? The second part of of the economy is the speed. Now, obviously, as we know, when the economy is moving forward, it's going to be moving at, you know, quite a pace. And this pace that you can look at essentially is inflation. Now, what inflation is in simple terms is, have you realized over the past 20 years or whatever, a lot of people like to compare the idea of a Freddo bar or a Freddy bar, whatever it's called. Um, what it is products, they increase in price so that consumers have to pay more over time. And the reason that is because there's more money inside the economy, and as there is more economy, there's more inflation. So what that means is everything gets more and more expensive over time. So that speed, the speed of that inflation and the amount that it rises, you really do need to be careful of it because too much speed is dangerous. Too much inflation is very dangerous. And that's what we see in cases of hyperinflation. For example, after World War One and um, around that time in Germany, where you'd see so many times where just to buy one loaf of bread, they'd have to get a whole stack of cash just to buy that. So to control this inflation, what do you need? You need brakes, right? So in any car or in any train, you need brakes to control the speed. And what that is the interest rates. Now, the interest rates slow down an economy or they can speed it up. So like how we see inflation, interest rates leads to that inflation. What the central bank does, who is the driver of the train, we can say, they're the guys who control everything. So, for example, you've got the Fed in the US, you've got Bank of England in obviously the UK and England. So these are the four essential points that we look at when looking at an economy. Of course, we're gonna, go quite deep into every single component, but these are the four main parts that build it up. And you need to understand everything in relation. So the driver is a person who pushes everything forward, he controls it. Speed is something that, of course, we want. We do want inflation. Obviously, it's always set at 2%. That's what central banks want. But when this inflation increases too much, what do? They control interest rates to calm down the economic train. They put on the brakes. And then the productivity is what actually makes it move. Of course, you want a productive nation, you want a productive economy to keep the economy stimulated and moving. But anyways, guys, I hope this makes sense. Just keep it in the back of your mind as we go through everything in the content to come. And yeah, everything will make sense soon. All right, take care.